A very good morning. EURUSD has reached its daily level of supply and we're looking for a potential pullback trade in towards the downside from that daily level of supply. What is up, guys? A very good morning. Fabio here, and we're going to analyze all the major dollar pairs and gold once again. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and we'll dive straight in. So EURUSD has reached that daily area of supply and obviously we're now looking for a potential pullback play in towards the downside. If we just look at the year overall, it's been an extremely rangy year for EURUSD. If we draw in this range trading tool and we look at the 75% mark and we also look at the 25% mark, you can very clearly see how we have very clear support at the 25% level and how we have very clear resistance at the 75% level. Now, obviously we're in the upper side of this overall range and we're now looking to trade a potential short. So that is just an additional confluence here on the daily that I'm looking to utilize in order to identify if we can take a short back down towards this daily level of demand. Okay, so that is the daily for you. Now looking at the 4-hour time frame, we can very clearly see that we're coming in towards the highs with this 1, 2, 3 pattern. So a one high, second high, third high. It also played out nicely here in a descending manner with a one low, second low, and a third low. Now reaching the high overall here, what do we now need to look for in order to identify that a potential short is in play? Now obviously we can still see, okay, we are bullish on structure. Right, so swing structure is bullish, push up, pull back, push up. So obviously in a bullish market, you expect a new higher high to be formed at a certain point in time. However, what we can understand is that new higher highs are formed from areas of demand. At the moment, we're not inside an area of demand yet. The next area of demand is over here. This is, however, not a very strong area of demand in my personal opinion. However, it could push price up higher. My main focus for demand is definitely this lower level over here. This is demand zone number 1, not demand zone number 2. And additionally, we also have a lot of liquidity still situated underneath this demand zone at this lower level. So just keeping that in mind. But regardless, after a BOS, so after structure is broken, what do you expect? You expect a pullback in towards the downside. And we always pretty much as, definitely supply and demand traders or whatever you want to call us, we definitely at least expect a pullback in towards the 50% mark, guys. So there is still room for your USD to drop. We're currently trading inside premium, the P of premium. So there is still potential for euro dollar to drop down lower based on the 4-hour. Obviously, we're coming from a daily level of supply, but also 4-hour supply after a BOS. So when do you expect a pullback? Again, if you reach a higher time frame area of supply and if you see a change in character, that's number 2. So we've reached that area of higher time frame supply and I'm now just simply looking to see if we can change character. So that is a low break over here of this low, of this big bullish candle. If we break that low, I will definitely be looking for a high probability short back down towards this level of demand over here at around 1.095. Okay, so that is the game plan for now. Until then, obviously, we should still be looking for longs as there is still potential to just push up higher with the overall momentum here. But we'll also look at the dollar index. Quick analysis, by the way, of the 15-minute time frame. What are we seeing there? So on the 15-minute time frame, we're just consolidating this morning. We have some red folder news today, I think, if I'm correct. You can see these highs, a lot of liquidity above them. Maybe we'll just spike those. Push, for example, in towards this supply zone over here, or even this upper area of supply. So supply zone number 1, supply zone number 2, not the best 2 that I've drawn, and then look for changes of character once we reach those levels. That is what I would advise. So look for shorts from there, not yet short from here. And if we then indeed push down lower, we could look for a long inside of this demand zone and also inside of this 15-minute demand zone. Okay, so shorts from a little bit higher after liquidating these highs coming in towards supply, longs potentially from these levels of demand. Inside Discord, I'll see if I can update you guys correctly. So make sure to join Discord, link in the description down below. Pushing into the dollar index, what are we seeing over there? Well, the dollar index is currently reacting to supply. Okay, guys, so very, very simply explained. This is the swing high, drawn in to the swing low. What did we see? We saw a pullback exactly into that 50% level. And since then, we've now seen demand fill. So we had a demand zone over here. Demand filled, pushed in towards the downside, then minor pullback, pushing towards the downside. So this is now currently the supply zone from where we should push down lower. So just targeting this overall swing low for now, as long as this high holds of the current supply zone. So if this high holds over here and the supply holds, we should continue down lower, okay? Back down towards this swing low. So that for now is the current game plan, as long as this high holds further downside. Now going into Aussie dollar, just quickly going into the daily here. So the daily made a quick pullback. Obviously, if we focus on fractal structure, guys, this is your demand zone here. So this is now daily demand, which we're inside. Why is this daily demand fractal structure, guys? So this bullish imbalance candle broke the high of this bearish candle over here, meaning that it is your demand zone, your fractal demand zone, whatever you want to call it. So you can see how we perfectly respected the low of this bullish candle. So now the market should push up higher in towards this supply zone. That is the current game plan. Obviously it can dump. If it does dump, fantastic. I would love that. But then we're only going to be looking for shorts once we break this daily fractal low. That is when I'll look for shorts, because the lower time frame in Aussie dollar is very messy. So expecting a push up higher, then from there we look for shorts, or if we break this, then we look for shorts as well, okay? So very, very simple game plan. Obviously, we're inside this daily level of order flow, this overall buy before the sell, so we could already push down lower. And additionally, we've also seen a 50% pullback already. So we're inside premium, which is also a good thing. So that is Aussie dollar for you. For the rest, again, guys, like I said on the lower time frame, there's no kind of like clear level of supply over here to the left. This was the last one for me. We did kind of react to this imbalance over here. Obviously, if we draw this out, so that was a nice push. And we have also now seen a 4-hour change of character. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, we could look for shorts from here. Definitely, like this is the supply zone which took out this fractal low, but then again, looking at the daily, it just doesn't look that good. But let's see. I mean, if we go into the 15, you don't really see a clean level of supply. So what I would say is that if you are looking for shorts, just wait for kind of like internal break of structure and clear supply to be created, and then look for those shorts back down. For example, back down in towards here. But yeah, it's not my favorite cup of tea, or it's not my cup of tea, whatever you want to call it. So going into pound dollar, what are we seeing there? So just quickly going into the daily real quick, pound dollar. Yeah, so pound dollar overall, what are we expecting? So overall, it isn't looking too interesting. The daily not looking too interesting, just to be very honest. Going in towards the 4-hour time frame, what are we seeing over there? So on the 4-hour yesterday, we saw kind of like a push down lower. Overall, we just missed that on this area of demand. For me, it kind of like remains the same. I would prefer to see one more push in towards the downside, and then look for a long from this demand zone or from this lower demand zone, liquidating, pretty much these lows. That is my favorite level to go long from, and additionally this being a very strong demand zone after liquidating this low over here. So yeah, for me, lower prices if we want to look for longs. Otherwise, just look for shorts on pound dollar, guys. Overall, we have still got room to push down lower in towards the 50% mark. Again, we expect a pullback at least in towards the 50%. So I would still prefer to see a short in towards downside. That just holds my preference. After BOS, after liquidating the high, what do you expect? We expect a pullback. When do we expect a pullback? When we see a change in structure. That's the only kind of thing that I'm missing. Some real structural changes. As you can see over here, guys, the only issue that I now have with, let's say, this supply zone is that it didn't achieve anything. It didn't break this low. But on the other side, there is liquidity now open below this low. So look for a potential short, I would say. But just keep in mind that it's not very strong, the supply zones that you're going to be trading from. So going into Kiwi dollar, because Kiwi dollar is actually one of my preferred pairs. Real quick here on the daily supply, as you guys know. So it's interesting to look for a short, by the way, as well on the daily real quick. What I just want to show you and highlight is that we saw a daily change in the fractal structure. So what we didn't get on Aussie dollar, we did get on Kiwi dollar. So this bullish candle broke this fractal high over here. So now we've broken this fractal low. Meaning we could see a potential push down on the daily. So that is a bearish sign. Now going into the 4-hour time frame, this is obviously my favorite time frame. Swing high, big push down, correction up. Okay, so we come into daily supply, we come into refined 4-hour supply, we see a big drop. Now, how are we going to trade this? So what we now want to look for is structure alignment. So structure alignment is, or came after this first change of character. So this is the first bearish one. Now we've had a second bearish change of character. So what I'm now looking at is just to follow the overall order flow. So as long as the high over here of this bullish candle is respected, we should push down again from this level of supply. And just follow the overall order flow, and then we break, and then this becomes your buy before the sell, and that is then again your supply zone. So just follow the overall order flow and follow those supply zones down lower, and then just take profits at, for example, this fresh zone over here, this fresh zone over here, and I mean we still have liquidity open here at the 50% mark underneath the low of this ascending structure. This is where liquidity lies. So I'm still preferring a push down on NZDUSD. So that's the analysis there. Last of all, gold. Yeah, don't hate me. I know some of you were saying gold sells. Some of you did very well. Congratulations if you did. Can't always be right. Obviously, we did see the initial push from this demand zone. Pretty nice back up towards this swing high over here, but it just liquidated the high and then sold off. So there was some money to be made if you did take early longs. So congratulations. So I wasn't completely wrong, but yeah, we did see a very strong sell-off with the news, of course. So we're now reversing back in towards the highs. What I'm now focusing on mainly is this supply zone over here. So this buy before the sell-off, that is now our resistance level. So what could happen is just pushing towards there and then a push down in towards this demand zone. And then from that demand zone, we start looking for a long again. And inside of that demand zone, we get a change of character, because now fractal structure is also bearish after breaking the low of this bearish candle. And this is now your fractal high. So I would now, kind of be more looking at shorts based on fractal structure. So that's it for today, guys. Bit of a long one. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you tomorrow. Thanks.